Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode. I'm here to teach you on a strategy that will change your life forever. As we all know, as a forex trader, we have different strategy, right? We have different strategies, right? But you have to know how they all work. All right. Then at the end of the day, you stick to one. But does that mean that when you see a strategy that you know forming, you see a setup forming based on a strategy that you already know, do you need to just sit there, fold your hands? No, you have to strike. For example, if let's say, for example, personally myself, an SMC, I trade SMC. That is a strategy that I trade. But when I see a pin bar rejecting from a very profound and well tested level, for example, when I say level, I'm simply referring to a support level or a resistance level. So when I see a pin bar, which signifies a rejection from that level, and all the criteria are met, for example, the direction of the trend, um, a clear pin bar that is being formed, rejected from a very uh, good level, I will have to place my trade. Yes. So what am I saying? It's good you know all the strategies. Then you will not say, okay, I will stick to one of it, one of the strategies in trading. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys based on pin bar strategy. And when we say pin bar simply means a rejection from a level, rejection from a level, you know, when you see a rejection from a level, and that level could be uh, resistance, could be a resistance level or a support level, or a support level. So be pin bar, and one thing you should know in one of the criteria is that it must align based on what? The direction of the trend. All right? The pin bar must align based on the direction of the trend. All right? Now, rejection from a level, meaning that when you see a rejection at a particular level, a level that has been tested previously, all right, like first touch, second touch, then you see price coming down. All right, let's say for example, this is a level, and price comes to this level. Let's say a downtrend now. Price comes to this level, it gets here, all right. Then you get a rejection. It push to this side. It comes again, gets a rejection, push up again, maybe this time this place. Then when you see price coming again towards this level, get ready because of all this rejection here, all this data that has shown that this place there is a support here. Now you know as a trader that when price gets to this point, there is every likelihood that price will get here, then reject and go bullish. So you wait for price to come down to this point, and by the time you see a rejection, all you need to do is what? Get into the trade and target the the next resistance level. All right, target the next resistance level. All right, you target the next resistance level. So that is how you know that a resistance is valid or a support is valid. For a resistance to be valid, there has to be more than two touches. Price has come to that level, reject, it will go up, price will come back again to that level. Anytime price gets to that level, it rejects. All right. So I will show you guys uh, some scenario so that you will understand what a level is all about. Now, if I ask you, this level you see, price, when price got to this level, it rejected. He got to this level again. The second time he rejected. Now the third time he broke the resistance level. After breaking the resistance level, what happened? He came back, he retested it. He came, make a pullback to retest that same level before you started seeing it going to the upside. And again, after the push to this level, you see, if you look at it very well, you discover that it still came down again to retest this place, and you now see a push to the upside. You see, this place is a valid resistance level. Now, is a valid resistance level. All right. Now, at this point, is now a support because of the pullback. Then it now became a support. A resistance now become a support. So this level, it's a very significant level on the chart. As price action is moving, price will always come to retest, to reference that level, because it has now become an interest point, is now an interest level. Okay, the point is now a point where a point that is interesting to so many players in the market. We now know, because based on the data, it is now confirmed that anytime price gets to this level, it will reject. Now, at this point, it was a resistance. Now, it's now a support. All right, it's now a support. So where is price now? Price is now here. In future, price will come and retest this same level. All right, price will come and retest this level. So, the one thing we should know is that for you to be able to trade a pin bar strategy, All right, for you to be able to trade a pin bar strategy very well. Now, the first thing that you need to know is that number one, the direction of the trend. Know the direction of the trend. All right, know the direction of the trend. All right, let me remove all these ones. Know the direction of the trend. Number one, direction of the trend. It's very important for you to know if we are bullish or we are bearish. All right. If we are bearish, as a trader, what you need to be looking out for is what? A buy opportunity, buying opportunity. When anytime we are bullish, that the trend is bullish, we should be looking for buying opportunity. Then when we are bearish, we should be looking for selling opportunity, a sell opportunity. So, first thing for you to really trade a pin bar, first, when you do your top down analysis, what you are simply doing is for you to ascertain the direction of the trend. Now, this trend now is bullish. It's a bullish trend. It's been bullish up to this point, right? But now you see price coming down, it's dropping. So, but all along it has been bullish. That means all you have to be looking for, or right, for you to trade a pin bar is buying opportunity. All right, that is number one, direction of the trend. Then the second thing that you will need to know, that you need to take cognizance of, is that you need to master uh, the levels, the support levels, support or resistance levels. You must know where the support is and where the resistance levels is. Now, how do you determine that? You determine that by simply moving to, or rather, you scale to your HTF. That is a higher time frame for you to plot the levels. Don't plot a level on a lower time frame, LTF. If you are plotting a level on a lower time frame, the level on a lower time frame is often used as a liquidity grab for higher time frame. Now, it's the higher time frame that determines the direction of the trend. Okay, so when you want to map out your levels, your support and resistance level, please don't go below 4 hours. I recommend you map out your levels from the weekly, daily, and 4 hours. All right, weekly, daily, and 4 hours, because those time frames, they are the bigger time frames where the bigger investors use. All right. If they want anytime they want to place their trade, they use the bigger time, higher time frame. So when you are looking at the lower time frame, anything that is below 1 hour, you have to be very careful, because those support and resistance level and the signals, most signals you get there, they are not strong enough. People do trade them. Yes, there's no problem if you are successful trading lower time frame. I'm not against it, but I tell you, it's the higher time frame that determines the direction of the trend. And when you want to plot your support and resistance level, please use the higher time frame like the weekly. When you, for example, let me just show you something. Like this weekly level, you can see on this chart, the weekly level, I've already marked my weekly level. Price got to this point. This is the weekly level. Price has gotten to this point and he has rejected. All right? It's not once. To this point, he rejected. If you look at it, there's a rejection here, there's a rejection here. And when you go to this level, you see. Then another significant something you need to know is that the daily here, you discover that if I ask you where is price at now, you discover that we are at the daily resistance level. All right. Why? Because we have one touch. This is another rejection. When price got here, it drops. All right. Even before it went up again and broke above it, then it now came down. When it retested it, it pushed to the upside. All right. When it finally hit the um, when it finally hit the weekly level, what happened? It came back. All right, it came back to this to the downside. When it got to this level, it pushed again to the upper side. So at this point now, when it now got to that daily level, what happens now? It started dropping. What does that tell me as a trader? It tells me that this price now, price action has gotten to a daily level, a daily resistance level. That means I should be expecting a very long drop. Price should drop. All right, it should drop. Okay, so we should be experiencing a bearish trend. So even though at the end of the day it gets to this point and it dish out a buy for it to break this level, what I will now do is I'll wait for it after the buy. When it gets to level, okay, if price drops up to this level, I know that there is another block here that will trigger a buy, and my target, where I'm going to be targeting this high, this same resistance level, because when price gets here, there will be a kind of an obstacle here. So if at the end of the day, when price manage to break above this place, I will wait patiently for price to come back to retest it. Then I join it to go to push the market to the upside again. So it's very, very important. Another thing is that you have to wait, understand where the signal is. Now, when we say signal, we are simply saying we are simply saying a rejection at a very significant level. A rejection, a pin bar rejection that signals that okay, right now the sellers are in the market, they are ready to sell the market, or the buyers, they are in the market, they are ready to buy the market. Now, when a pin bar occurs at a resistance level. For example, if we are bullish, all right, if we are bullish, then we will now get to this level and we now see, okay, let me show you this one. We were bearish. Then look at this pin bar. Look at this pin bar. All right, look at this pin bar. Look at it. This pin bar is a sign that when after that time price got to this level, yes, it's a rejection from this level, meaning that the buyers, they are already in the market. They are rejecting sellers, rejecting the price. So since that time now, you see price has been bullish. So it's the same thing when price get to a resistance level and you see a pin bar, it tells you that sellers are ready to sell the market. So when you want to trade pin bar, make sure you trade pin bar based on a good level signal. Thank you so much. Subscribe and God bless.